Wow.
This is a Bose moment. You've been there. Small talk.
Ads. No, not ads.
Music you can feel fills the room.
Ew.
Chat with Danny from accounts.
Gross.
Music. Your music deserves Bose. Shop Bose.com/Spotify.
Gross. Oh no, not McDonald's. No.
Hot, crispy hash browns to your favorite
McDonald's, you betrayed me.
Even harder not to eat said hash browns.
I'm not a corporate shill, I refuse. I guess timer's being cut a little bit short. Blame McDonald's, not me. How y'all doing? Been a while. I think it's 2 weeks, I think. But we're back. And we're actually happy. So this, if you are on my Twitter, which you should be, sorry, you have me on X, which you should, and you saw the announcement today, there's something big happening this Sunday. It's gonna be huge. And what do I mean by huge? Is like a big announcement? No. No. I've decided over the past week, since I started streaming, that I want my YouTube channel to be a project channel. So a video where I post like maybe once every 2 months. I mean, I would love to post more than that, but I'm not a speedy guy. Editing takes me a long time. So I'm gonna start doing projects. And from what I've learned off of my shorts, you guys enjoy it a lot more when I have friends, which makes sense. So it's Saturday, no, it's Sunday at 6 p.m. EST. Let me make sure that I did put the right day on Twitter. I really hope I did. Or sorry, X. Oh, I'm double checking it. I will keep talking. This Sunday at 6 p.m. EST, we are doing our first stream towards a massive project. Those of you who have watched for a while will know, and you should be excited. Yes, I did put the right thing. We're going back to Final Fantasy XI, which has no surviving footage because everything got fucked. But yes, I've played Final Fantasy 11, and the reason I played Final Fantasy 11 was I was hoping to learn about the game so I could teach my friend. And now we're going into it this Sunday at 6 p.m. I don't know how long the stream will be. From my end, it'll be probably 3 to 4 hours, but I don't know if my friend will be there the whole time. So we're probably looking at like an hour of Final Fantasy 11, maybe 2 if we can talk him into it. And then we'll wrap up stream with something else, something relaxing. And just vibing, you know. Connect, I guess. But I'm hoping that with Final Fantasy 11 being an MMO, we can interact with both the community of the game, who I had a lot of fun with. Don't mind me repositioning. I'm just trying to get in an angle where I can look at the camera without hurting my neck. Hold on. This is some tricky business. Tricky business. Okay. Oh, that's my face. I don't know how it looks, but this, I'm not sure at all. This is perfect. This is the perfect height. I just now need to face the right. I'm cockeyed because I like to be able to look at my left monitor. That's where I have OBS. Okay. I go up as much as I can until I hit a limb. There. This feels better. My chest is still not like level. My head's kind of cockeyed. My neck, my chin is in my chest. But this is better. So yeah, look forward to Sunday. It's gonna be good. I always get to do some FF11. Reconnect with the community. Oh my god, I love the FF11 community. They are easily some of the coolest people. I know there's always a level of toxic sludge water in every community, but my interaction with the community was great. I had a great time. We can get him set up in the game. Don't worry, for those that actually know the game, we in advance have downloaded the game and installed it. It's playable. You can log in right now if you want. We did all the hard stuff. Just for those who don't know, Final Fantasy 11 takes about 6 hours to get working on your computer. So we've done that. The only thing we have to do on the stream with you guys is make his character, and then we'll log in to my character, we'll meet up, and we'll begin doing questing. Probably, I would not expect any serious progress with only an hour, possibly two. If we're lucky, we can get done with the redone tutorial, which should put us at level 18, if we're lucky. And then the next time we actually start doing the main quest. Until we're level 30, and then we're gonna go off on a side tangent that will probably take us a month. And that is getting our advanced jobs that we both want to play and then leveling them up to where they should be. We're going to talk further on that when the time comes. For those that want to know, I will be a Dark Knight. I'm going to be attempting a Dark Knight playthrough. Which sounds fun. Dark Knight, for those who don't know, it's not the same as 14. If 14 is your reference point. In 14, a Dark Knight is a tank. In 11, a Dark Knight is a high DPS blast cannon. They die if something sneezes at them, but they have just dummy damage. They have incredible damage. Especially if the enemy you're fighting is arcane. Of the arcane category of sub monsters. Your damage is like disgusting. So good. Trying to think of what else I've been doing. Honestly, it's just been a lot of preparing for that in the summer, starting in May. We don't know when. We don't have an exact date picked out. It's way too far in the future to know. We are going to be starting a second project. By the time we start that project, I'm hoping to have at least 2 videos out on our FF11 journey. So video 1 is a little behind the scenes. Video 1 is going to encompass the moment he starts his character to the moment we meet the Shadow Lord, which is the boss in the base game. It's the final fight in the base game. And then from there, he has a lot of options. So we'll kind of see what he wants to do. So video 2 will kind of be dependent on what he chooses. Because for those who don't know, the moment you meet Shadow Lord, if you do it at level 50, which was the current cap when it was just the base game, you have a lot of options. You can A, level to 99, and begin your merit and job point journey. And you can B, once you've done that, then go get either I-17 or I-19 gear. I-17 through Sparks, and then do ambuscade. So the ambush for Sparks. Or you can go to Seekers of... Oh god. I can picture it and I don't know how to pronounce it. Seekers of Adeline? Is that how you say that? I don't know. But you can go into that expansion and begin doing that grind and get your ballad gear, which is I-19. And then with ballad gear, you go into ambuscade. So like either way, you're going into ambuscade for ambuscade gear. You also probably should have your basic level 50 job gear, which I think is called your relic gear or artifact gear. Hold on, I have it saved. Oh, I think I went too far. I thought it was at the bottom. Was I wrong? I could have sworn it was at the bottom. There's, for those that don't know, there's 3 types of like relic armors. Hold on. Eyes open. There's relic, artifact, and Empyrean. I think relic is your level 50 like, job set. I think. I was wrong. It's artifact. And I checked. So artifact armor, I think is your level 50 set. Damn, okay. So my reference is I've never played Dark Knight. Just like spitting truth. Have not played Dark Knight at all. But my reference point, the thing I used to train and learn the game was I played Thief. And Thief's artifact gear is really good, does not take that long. It took me like a day. It really doesn't take long. And the other reason it took me that long was I didn't know what I was doing. So like, if you know what you're doing, you probably did it in like 2 hours. Pretty easy. And you really want your artifact gear. Me and my online friends just said, fuck it, we'll do it the hard way. And my cracked RNG made it so it didn't really matter. But when you're level 75, you need an item called a testimony. And a testimony is what you need to do a special fight that'll allow you to go to level 80. That special item for a thief has to be stolen. You have to steal it from certain enemies. The best one is with Tomberry near the Jungle Temple. I forget the name of the enemy. It's like, is it Tomberry's Scholar? Or is it? I really don't remember. We have to steal from Tomberry. And the steal rate is low. I think you have like somewhere between 1.5 and 5% chance of stealing the testimony with no steal gear. Artifact armor, your level 50 set, gives you steal. It helps increase your steal, making the odds of you getting that testimony a lot higher. So if you are playing Thief and you're unlucky enough to need a Thief testimony, because you only, as far as I understand, you only need one testimony. So, like, once a class hits 99, no other class has to go through the trust chain. They can just go to 99. So, I think you only need one testimony. Don't quote me on that. I don't know. That's just what I think. So, if you're unlucky enough to choose Thief and you need a Thief testimony, probably should get your artifact gear. Does not take that long, I promise. In the end game, you're gonna need all three sets for various reasons. For example, the reason why I got artifacts this year was, funny enough, because I did it after I already had level 99 Thief. So there's really no point. You don't need Steel Gear. The boots. The artifact boots. If you upgrade them to plus 3, I think is as far as they go. They give you, I believe, 18% movement speed. By the way, movement speed caps at a plus 18%. So there's this thing called best movement gear, and every class has a different item. There is a universal item. I will acknowledge this. In the Ballad series of Grand, you can get, at the very end of it, you can get a ring, which gives plus 18% movement speed, and every class can wear it. You could go that direction. But as far as I know, when you get to that point in the Ballad Grand, you're given a bunch of options, and you can only choose one. And some of the other options are best in slot for certain classes. Could be wrong with that, but I think that's true. So you want, ideally, to get your class-specific movement gear. If you really don't care about having best in slot, get the ring. It's just more convenient. But for a Thief, the best movement item was a plus 3 artifact boots. And in order to even start that, I needed artifact armor. So I went and got the set. And then I was working on upgrading it and found out to upgrade it, I kind of need to progress the plot we need to do, I think, with the first expansion. I could be wrong, I can't remember, it's been so long ago. But yeah. That's kind of where we're at. So all I know is I've done base game, I've done ambush game. I have a full +2 set of ambush gear for my thief. I know about the dragon daily. For every day you fight a dragon, as long as you get 100 points, you only have to do it once, which should be the case. We'll see if the server died down. When I was last playing, they were popular, which is awesome. The only thing I do that once a day, get 100 points. Get enough points, you can get better gear, like certain accessories are best in slot for a long time, actually. For example, there's a certain earring that is really, really good, depending on what your class does. And for Thief, it is one of your permanent items that you'll have for some sets. But if you don't know how 11's progression works, 11 does not follow 14's progression at all. 14 is a mainstream MMO. It follows the vertical path. So you play the game, you get better gear as you level and progress the plot. And at each expansion, your best in slot is no longer best in slot. So you have to redo the entire process over. In 11, it doesn't work like that. You have what's called your equipment sets. I think is what it's called in the game. It's called gear sets. I think it's called equipment sets. And you're gonna have, in a lot of cases, certain sets designed for maximizing in certain things. So, for example, in a thief, the main thing that makes a thief special is thief has treasure hunter. All treasure hunter does is it increases the drop rate. So when you kill the mob, you have a higher percentage chance to get dropped from the loot table. That's it. Treasure hunter caps at level 12 unless you have merit points. Or is it job points? I think it's merit points. In which case you can run that up to 14 as the cap. With gear, with an optimal gear, the moment you start the fight, you can start the fight at level 8. And the way it triggers is Treasure Hunter is classified as a debuff, but it doesn't do anything. It doesn't do damage, it doesn't weaken the enemy. It's just that's how the game is programmed. Treasure Hunter is a debuff. The moment your first auto hits the enemy, Treasure Hunter's applied. So, you want Treasure Hunter gear, so that way the moment you hit him, you apply level 8 CH Treasure Hunt. To get further up, because that's the highest you can get it with gear, every time you do damage, there's a random chance that the debuff goes up a level. So what's optimal is you start a fight with Treasure Hunter gear on, and the moment your auto connects and you see the damage, you press a macro to switch out of that set, because that set is no longer useful the moment the debuff has been applied. And you switch to like a depends on what you want to do. Basically your base damage set is what I would call it. Your idle set. The stuff you want to have equipped while you do nothing, because you'd rather be generating TP. And then you might have another set that's like optimizing Savage Blade damage. So you have a macro that switches you to the Savage Blade set. You then SA for, sorry, I should not have said that. Sneak Attack, which is one of Thief's combat skills, is abbreviated to SA. I'm not talking about I'll say I'm talking about sneak attack. So you do a macro to switch to Savage Blade gear. You would activate sneak attack. You would do treasure Savage Blade, and it would do the most amount of damage you could do. And then ideally you have at the very end another line that switches you back to your TP set. Or your idle damage set, whatever you want to call it. Idle damage, auto damage, whatever you want to call that. Yeah. You have a lot of different sets to optimize your damage. If you're doing damage, you might have sets to optimize healing. If you're doing healing, there's certain sets for tanks that help them optimize keeping hit. So the enemy's always hitting them. Stuff like that. You need multiple sets of armor to be optimal in 11. So the game's kind of horizontal, which I love. I like horizontal games a lot better than vertical games. They make the work you put in feel more rewarding because you can come back months later and the armor you have is still viable, which is great. I guess I can tell you what Brecken's what he's choosing to do. We talked about it, and he's choosing to do Stellar. Now, from what I found out from the community after the fact, Stellar's pretty high end. Relatively easy to play, but hard to master. Which is right up my friend Brecken's alley. But that's just what he plays. He loves classes that are easy to get into, but really hard to master. Because he loves that mental thing of I'm getting really good at the hard thing. Like in 14, he mained Ninja until our team needed a healer. In which case then he mained Sage. And that's how he played. Which is why he's being a healer in this game. Stellar is rough. From what I've been told and what I've read, Stellar's has insane healing potential and also good damage. So you basically want to do as much damage as you can and minimize the amount of time you heal. So when you heal, your heals are big heals. Hold on. People people are peopling. Eyes open. Eyes open. What the heck? What the heck? I was not typing in the right thing, was I? That is what? Okay, hold on. That's not. I don't like OBS sometimes. I'm gonna be honest. It's not even OBS's fault. It's really the on-screen keyboard. I also buy that looks terrible. Okay, let's go the main scene. Hold on, what the heck happened? Hold on. I swear. I'll fix that later. That was something I need to fix for sure. Hey, I don't even remember what I was talking about. Oh yeah, Stellar being hard. Because, like I said, it's a lot of it is you want to be doing damage and stealing as little as possible. So you make up with that with base heals. Which in 14, that's what you want to do as well. And a lot of people don't get that. I don't even know much about Dark Knight at all. Outside of Dark Knight is the last canon that has really good damage, especially to the Arcana monster class. That's really it for the project. I don't want to talk about the May project yet. I'm gonna keep that under wraps. But that is technically a much bigger one. Because this one is we just get together and jump in and play. The project coming this summer is with lots of prep work. Like we're talking probably about 200 to 300 hours of prep work. That's it for the Final Fantasy stuff. What else is going on in my life? There's a Chainsaw movie coming out on Saturday. I think. No, yes. Today's Thursday, yes. Saturday. So I can't go to that. I don't have the money. I know. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. But I did see the Demon Slayer movie when that came out. I saw it on release day. That was hype. That was a good movie. Crazy shit happens. I will not say anything because I don't want to spoil it. For those that weren't able to see it. But it is. Mm, Chef's kiss. I'm hoping Chainsaw Man movie is good too. I'm hoping it stays in theaters for 1 week because I get paid like next Thursday, a week from now. And I would love to watch it because I really like Chainsaw Man. I also need to rewatch the show, so probably should start doing that on Tuesday. So I think I can grind it out in like 3 days. I should also just while I'm working on editing, because next week, oh, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm probably only gonna stream twice, probably on just Wednesday and then Sundays. From now on, it's probably gonna be just Wednesdays and Sundays. And I can spend the other days editing, and while I edit, I can have Chainsaw Man in the background. So that's probably how I optimize that time.
Well, if you watch Ghost Adventure,
Okay, okay. I also didn't tell I have not been streaming in a while because my throat fucking hurts. Like, really bad. My throat hurts. I've been going way too ham. I will actually know. Okay, so for those that don't know what's going on in IRL, in my IRL life, I'm working on a project with my mother where she's a big connoisseur of the alcohols. She likes it a lot. So we are making homemade mead because when I went to college, I did a class on how to make beer at home, and it's pretty much the exact same process. Beer, the only difference is beer, mead, honey. Sorry, what the fuck? Beer, mead, wine, and cider all have, I think, different sugars. So mead is classified as mead because you use honey. Wine is classified as wine because you use fruit. Beer is classified as beer because you use like a barley or like a hops. I don't know what cider is. I think cider is just a juice, like a fruit concentrate. But I don't know. Cider is actually the one I don't know about. I need to research on that. But we're making mead. We're in fermentation. It's been fermenting for we're coming up on 2 weeks. So it's a 5-gallon batch. And I don't know when it will be done. I know how to know if fermentation is done. It's basically every week you take a hydrometer reading, and if 2 weeks match the same number, fermentation is done. I know that much. But like looking at it, the concoction is a very dark caramely color, and normally you see separation because you get like sediment at either the top or the bottom, and there's none of that yet. So I don't know what's going on. It's quite weird. Then we're going to transfer it and then begin the cleaning process. Transfer it again, do batch sweetening and balancing. Transfer it a last time into bottles, into bottle aging, and then we'll be done. But hopefully it ends up edible. I know from experience, your first batch is usually awful tasting. Oh, Halloween? Yeah, I'm not doing Halloween this year. I actually haven't done a Halloween since I was 17. So, yep, no Halloween this year. I mean, do you guys even want to? I don't know what to do now. I kind of like ranted everything I wanted to say, and we're kind of just good until Sunday. There's really nothing to do. We could do an Aethermancer run, but honestly, Aethermancer needs some updates. The game, personal, like personal opinion, you can't run anything but sidekick. Like you just won't have the damage to get through the last boss without sidekick. And I want some updates so that way other builds are plausible. Because running the same monsters every time is really boring. But I can't find anything that does enough damage. The survivability is fine, but DPS is the problem. Also, I should say this as well. Nerf the two-headed dog. And I'm saying that as someone who uses him constantly. Because he's so good that I don't want to use any other monster. Nerf him. Oh yes, I've also tried crit builds. It just doesn't work. Because you can crit either through crit or you can crit through focus. Focus causes guaranteed crits. So like, yeah.
Shoot. I maybe pick one up tomorrow to see if I can pick up a trike thing.
I love that you can hear his own mouth. That's so fun. It's not in the it's not in the room. He's on the other side of the house. In my free time, I've been playing Minecraft. I've been playing modded Minecraft. I'm playing Grid Tech right now. Is that something that's like interesting? I don't even know. I don't even know what the people like anymore. I'm so disconnected. I wanted to play Dispatch. Cause there is content in Dispatch. Like I'm confident I can make a good video with Dispatch. And that will be in 2 weeks' time. I get paid next week. So there's stuff I need to buy, like pay a little bit towards my student debt every month. Fuck you, Iowa State. Especially because I told you. Rant number 2, here we go. Iowa State. And I don't think this is specifically Iowa State. I would just say university in general. There's scams. There's just scams. So per semester, if I had a normal tuition, I had a cheap tuition. This I didn't pay for a food plan or like Blitz. I just paid the class fee and the housing fee. Both of those together is like $3,000 a semester. And when you're on limited income in Iowa, limited income is $600. When you're on limited income, you can't pay that. A semester is August, September, October. It's 5 months. Oh, I guess you can pay that. but I was never able to pay it. So I don't know. It's there. There was a reason I could never pay it off, and when you don't pay like your bill, your tuition, you get fees. So I'm doing college. I moved out, moved back home, cross country, and I tell them I'm on limited income or don't have a job. So I was not able to finish your education. I would love to pay off this debt, but I have limited income. They tell me, okay, that's fine. Pay what you can. And as long as you're making payments, you won't receive fees. What? Sweet. I've been paying $100. That's all I can afford on it for a year now. Which means, if you're doing the math, there should be like 1,800 left. Nope. We've made no progress because every 3 months they give a $300 fee. I've emailed them. Said, hey, you said no fees. I'm paying what I can pay. And they're like, yeah, but like you're not paying enough. I told you I'm on limited income. I can prove that I'm on limited income. But there's nothing I can do. So I'm gonna be stuck in that forever. But it's whatever. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. On the plus side, the federal side of things, because I did have FAFSA for a few years. I paid some of my schooling. Because I'm disabled, FAFSA forgave my loans. So I only have the college specific amount due to them, which is good. I'm hoping to get that paid off. Because, like, this is about to get dark. And I know this isn't true either. If I were to get down, I don't want a debt. Oh, I do that shit. I don't want my debt to affect people. Even though I know that student debt, the debt accrued from like education cannot be passed down. So like your parents or offspring are never gonna be responsible for your student debt. It would be like debt as in like let's say you buy a house, and you pay the house, and the house isn't paid off, or you die, your house gets passed on to your offspring, and then they are in charge of finishing the payments. Or I think you can probably just sell it. I think you might be able to do that as well. But that would be like debt passed down. That would be an example. Although I'm pretty sure you can just sell the house and close the deal. I think you can do that. The amount you make off of selling the house would go towards the debt of the house. And then if you have any extra, you make money. And if you don't, you have to still pay more. It all depends. Hope that whoever gives you a house takes care of the house. Similar to cars as well. Same deal. You can sell the car. You make half of the sale or apply it to the bank. If it covers it, no more debt. If it doesn't, you need to pay the rest. I believe that is passed on debt. So you technically can fuck your entire family future if you're terrible at finances. So that's kind of fun to think about. Just like screw over your fucking grandchildren. Kind of evil. I've actually known people that done that. Those evil bastards. Most like thing I've heard is you have okay. You have a tri family. So you have a mom, a dad, and a kid. Kid, age 19, sitting at home but working. They're making money, saving up to go to school the following August. Dad and mom have parental, no, marital issues that have fights a lot. And most of the fights are about finances. The mom is in charge of most bills, the dad is in charge of like two. And he wasn't paying those. Don't know what he was doing with his money, but he wasn't paying them. So they're about to lose electricity and I think water. Those are the two he was in charge of. And he claims to have no money. So he doesn't want his wife to find out. That's gonna start a fight. So he sneaks into his kids' room, steals their debit card, and pays the bills. She's always wondered why she wasn't making money. And she was not going to be able to afford school. And she just got fucked. Like, severely. Her credit got fucked because she didn't catch on right away. And so she did go to school, but then couldn't pay for her education. So her credit went down the toilet. Just, it's terrible. Oh, another thing that her father did. Her mother and father kind of came to an agreement that she needed braces. So to take her to get braces done and tell her that she's expected to pay for it on top of school, on top of her dad stealing her money to pay the bills because he can't do it for some reason. So her credit was even worse. Oh my god, my throat. It's insane. That's crazy. That you would do that to your child. Right, press. Right, press. What the heck? What the heck? Stop. Right, press. What? I don't get you, OBS. I just want to copy the face cam, add it back to my scene, and refix it. Whatever. Whatever. We've had an hour of yapping, which is pretty good, pretty solid. Right, press. Okay. Anyways, I'll figure that out later, I guess. And I will see you all on Sunday. It's gonna be big. I really hope to see y'all there. It's gonna be huge. Cannot wait. Cannot.